What's up, guys? Manga. It's Saturday afternoon. I think it's around 1 p.m. on Saturday. So right now I'm headed out to go get some gas. The gas is $3.39 per gallon, which is it's okay. I mean, it's been holding there for a while. Gas station I go to a lot. Let me zoom out so you guys can see this. Yes, it's still cold here. You see the trees don't have any leaves on it. So I'm going to go over here to this gas station. I like going to this gas station because it has everything here. Everything's here for me. My lottery, and if you need drinks or anything, you can go ahead and get that there. Now, we were supposed to go out and get something to eat, but my son is not cooperating. I don't know. Guys, okay, let's talk about this real quick. So, my he's kind of into video games. I'm in the truck right now, so I really don't have a space to put this. So my son's into video games. And me personally, I haven't had a game system since I was a teenager, right? I think the last game system that I had was it was an old Nintendo. It was an Atari 6500, somewhere around there. I had a PlayStation, the one that had the robot on the side with the gyroscope, and you had a disc, you had to blow. It had the open up top, right? So I had that, but that's the last time I actually had a game system. So I'll say maybe a couple years ago, I seen, the Oculus, and I seen they were more promoting the exercising part of it. So I was like, man, this may be something good. I wasn't looking for gaming. I looked at the Oculus because maybe it's a virtual type of workout, and it looked very interesting. So my wife bought it for me for Christmas, and I tried it, and it's a way different experience than playing any other type of game or anything like that. So eventually I ventured off I played some games on there. I was like, you know what, let me play a couple of games on here. So I downloaded this game called Onward. It's like a military, like a Black Ops, or what are the other military games that's very popular? I can't think of the name of it, but it's like a military game, and you're doing a live chat with other people from around the world, and you can get in teams, and you go out and you try to get the objective, or you try to kill all the enemy, right? Like Modern Warfare. There's another popular, I think, over here in a moment. So this was my first experience on being on an online gaming type system, and you're communicating with other people in real time. This was kind of shocking and amazing to me. So, and this was maybe 2 years ago, but this is probably going on the third year since I've had it. So the more and more I play it, the more I start to realize there's a lot of hatred against people in the game. Okay, not the actual players, but the actual people, the real people. There's hatred among certain race of people. Okay, you can hear it, and people will speak it freely and not realize the consequences, or they don't care about anyone else's feelings because they're online and they're saying this, and they're not saying it directly in the person's face. So they're more open to say whatever. So I know I don't talk about this much, but so the game has a group of people on Onward. There's a group of military people that are in brown uniforms, right? And then you have a group of people that are in black uniform. So when a lot of new people come in that don't know how to play, you always have people. Um, well, let me say this. Say you're playing a game, right? And you shoot the wrong person in the game. And say you accidentally shoot your own teammates. And then they be like, no, don't shoot me. And then you always have a couple people that will say, shoot the black people because that's how it's supposed to be. And I'm like, what? Like this, they could have explained it a little bit differently. I don't know. It's just shocking because you can tell the way certain people say certain things. It's like it's a hatred, right? So I play this game more and more and more, and I hear all this hatred, and people will literally say the N-word in the game, or they will say something about Arabic people or Jewish people, and they just constantly say this stuff, right? Some people will say, I mean, I really don't like having this conversation, but it's very it bothers me because I'm leading up to my son, okay? So, and then you hear people like the superior race, the white race, and go on and on and on. But there are people in the game, there are people that play the game that are really good people. Like they're friendly, they want to be friends with you and everything. So I hear all this hatred in the game. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then the game is rated for like 18 and older or 15 and over. But somehow there are little kids that are under like 10, 9, 8, 7. They're on this game and they're playing it. So how is it that they get on this game to play this game with someone else's account? And it's clearly not their account, because if it was an age restricted game, they wouldn't be able to download it. So some adult is either letting them use their Oculus, they don't have a login or password, and they're letting these kids play these games, right? They just click on their game and they're playing it, and these kids will pick up on what these adult people are saying. And so therefore, when they're playing a game in the future and they constantly playing it, they start saying the same thing, repeating the same thing like it's okay. And it's just shocking to me to hear young kids repeat what these grown adults are teaching them or what they're learning in the games. So in these military games, these kids are learning a lot of stuff about hatred along the side of guns, along the side of different type of guns, and how you can build a loadout with a gun, or you can build or what cartridges will fit each gun. And there's some kids know every single loadout in there. They know what does what, which one is needed for a certain game, all the stuff. These kids like know way more than I know. And I'm thinking like, how does he? This game is like, and when you're in a virtual reality game, it feels like you're actually in this world, okay? It feels like you're in another world, and it feels like it's reality. So therefore, for me, I can see some kids taking that out of there and bringing it outside of the virtual reality into the real world, and probably using those from what they learn to do something out here. You see what I'm saying? Either preach hatred or talk hatred against other race, or when it comes to guns, some of these kids know how to use them because of the games. This is just what I see, okay? So, and people wonder like, how are these kids, where are they getting these guns from? How are they using them? How they know how to do this? Because for what I see, they're learning this stuff from video games. And I'm shocked and I'm surprised that no one on the news has brought this up or said anything about it. No one. Some of these the politicians and people are higher up, and the police people in the police department. I'm sure some of them know, but you never hear them talking about that part. They're just wondering, like, why does this keep happening? Why is it? Guys, I'm telling you guys, this stuff is in the video games. Some of you guys that play, these Modern Warfare, Black Ops, and Call of Duty, that's the other one. You hear this stuff. Like, you cannot make this stuff up. You hear it. And some of you guys that play these games, you know for a fact that there's young kids that play it, and you hear it, right? And some people think, oh, it's just a game. Oh, it's just no. This is some serious stuff, okay? And sometimes people will get in there and they will kind of bully some of the young kids and cuss at them, and some of the young kids really take it to heart and they get serious about it, okay? So now I'm leading up to my son, right? So my son, I don't let him play that game. As soon as I heard it, I was like, he is not playing this game, okay? So just the other day, he wanted to play this game called Gorilla Tag. And I've seen it in there, and I've never played it. I've seen ads on it. I'm like, oh, that looked kind of fun. So I went in, I played it once just for like a day, and I was like, okay, it's a weird game. And it's the same as Modern Warfare and Call of Duty, but you're like monkeys. There's monkeys running around, and they're just doing whatever. I don't know. They're throwing stuff, just acting wild. So my son's friend has the game. So my son came to me and said, hey, I want to download this game and I want to play it. So I was like, okay. So I let him download it, right? And from the time I was introduced to that game till now, it has increased in popularity, and it has changed. The vibe in it has changed, almost to the same vibe as in Onward and Call of Duty, okay? But there's more kids in this game. So these kids are taking the hatred from what they learned in other games, and they're bringing it into this game, which was a very good game at first. And they're using that language. They're cussing. A lot of kids are using the N-word, and they're just constantly saying it, like repeating, like they're on repeat, and they just keep saying it. I'm like, what is going on in here? And I heard it firsthand yesterday. My son was playing the game, and while he's playing the game, it's connected to my phone, so I can bring whatever he sees in the game, I can bring it up on my phone, right? So I'm listening, and these kids are cussing. They're using cuss words. They're saying all this hatred stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get him off of here. So I took him off, and then he kind of got an attitude with me. I'm like, wow. These games are like pushing these kids to be mean and have this hatred towards people. And it could be people towards their families, their parents, or anybody. Okay? And kids are learning this stuff from, I think, adults, because where else are they going to hear it? And they're learning from these other games, and they're taking that out of those games and moving them into other games. So just a little while ago, my son had this attitude with this, because he was just playing a game, and when it's time to go, he don't want to put it down. And so he had this attitude, and it was disturbing. So now he's on a punishment pretty much. So from his games, and of course he got an attitude because he can't play it. So I just wanted to bring that up, guys. I really didn't want to go into this type of talk, but I do think it needs to be talked about. Probably share it to some other people, this video, because this is a serious thing, and I don't hear no one on the news ever bringing this up, especially the military games that kids are playing. Okay, this is a serious topic. I talked to someone at work about it, and of course he's the guy I talked to. He's into video games, and he just strictly disagreed with me. He just like, oh no, this ain't the rating. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you don't see that you can't put the picture together? But I guess for him, it's like I'm shooting down video games. the game scene, but I'm not shooting it down. I'm just bringing out what's reality and what I see, because I'm a newcomer to this. So, but anyway, guys, I'm just gonna stop the video here, and I'm going to continue it later. I have to get some gas over here, and I don't know, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and I'll see you next one. All right, take care, peace.